Hey everyone, Scott Curry here, and I've got news for you. New housing data just dropped, and let me tell you, it is not good. If you've been wondering whether the government is actually helping with housing affordability, whether they're actually trying to fix the housing crisis so everyday Aussies can afford a home, well, this video is actually going to give you the answers. We now know exactly how many homes were built in the first year of the National Housing Accord, and the results are shocking. I'll show you the reality behind the government's big promises. A year ago, the government announced this ambitious plan, the National Housing Accord, to build 1.2 million new homes over 5 years to tackle the housing crisis. But where are we actually headed? Let's take a look right now. The target announced by the government was very simple: 240,000 homes completed every year for 5 years straight. It sounded bold. It sounded like a fix. But here's the truth. In the first year, we didn't even come close. We only completed 174,000 homes. That's a shortfall of nearly 66,000 homes in 1 year alone. And if you think that's bad, it actually does get worse. To catch up now, we'd need to build 255,000 homes every year for the next 4 years. Those are completed homes. That's never been achieved. So in history, we've never done that. Take a look at this chart. If you look back over the years, we've never come anywhere near to doing that, even at the peak of the construction boom during the 2000s. Let's rewind for a second. Between 2016 and 2018, we had what many call the construction boom. Builders were flat out. Approvals were running high. Foreign investors were pumping money into new developments, and we had everything working for us. And even then, at the peak of the construction boom, we never hit the numbers the government is now promising under this accord. Even in those peak years, completions never reached 240,000 in a single year. And now, when we need to surpass those levels to meet the target, we're seeing the complete opposite. The June quarter saw the lowest level of housing completions since 2014. We're not building faster, we're actually building slower. It's completely going south. Now, me and Liana, we're on the ground every single week. We're speaking with everyone involved in the housing supply chain, the people trying to get new stock built. I mean, this is what we're doing day in, day out. We are looking for the best deals for our members, and this means being deep in the industry, inside the industry. So even before the data hits the ABS, even before the data hits all the websites, we have a feel of actually what is happening on the ground. In addition to that, we're constantly analyzing council data. We're tracking where new projects are supposed to come from. And let me tell you, it's not looking good. You have to understand that we look at applications, and applications come before a completion. We're seeing this firsthand. There are developers out there trying to bring on more supply. They've got the land, they've got the plans, they've even got the finance, but the environment just isn't conducive to launch the project. Councils are slow to approve. State and local governments aren't aligned. There's too much red tape, there's too much green tape, and there's not enough coordination. Somewhere between all of that bureaucracy, supply is just stuck. This is a bottleneck from hell for housing supply. And here's something most people don't realize. Even when projects are approved, it's taking longer and longer to actually complete them. Look at this. Over the last 10 years, the average build time for apartments has blown out by more than 50%. In 2013, it took nearly 1.7 years to finish an apartment after approval. It's now closer to 2.8 years, and most of that time is because of bureaucracy, admin, and government. Even houses and townhouses are taking longer. Approvals used to take 9 or 10 months to complete, and they're now dragging out past 1 year. This is just to get it approved through the council. So not only are we not approving enough homes, the ones that are approved are stuck in the pipeline for years before anyone can move in. That's just compounding the supply crisis. And while supply is choking, demand is still growing. Migration is up again. Population growth hasn't slowed down. We keep hearing talk of reducing the intake, but the data says otherwise. More people are actually coming in, fewer homes are being built, and construction is taking longer. This is a perfect storm. Of course, if you're a property investor, this means strong capital growth, and if you can get into the market and hold enough property safely and responsibly, this will create your financial freedom in the next 10 years. However, is this overall good for society? Absolutely not. The truth is, the Housing Accord was never a real plan. It was a nice headline. Even Treasury called it aspirational. That's code for Not gonna happen. You can't fix a housing crisis by just setting a target. You fix it by reforming planning, improving productivity, cutting red tape, and actually supporting people trying to deliver new homes. But none of that is happening fast enough. So when you hear politicians say we're making progress, look at the data, because the data says the exact opposite. And of course, what myself and Liana are hearing from builders, developers, and landowners on the ground, there are thousands and thousands of new homes which are being held back, aren't even going into the approvals process because of this perfect storm, this perfect bottleneck that's holding back supply. The bottom line is this: housing supply isn't just tight, it's deteriorating, it's getting worse. And the longer this continues, the more pressure it puts on everything else: prices, rents, and even inflation. If we keep going down this path, the housing shortage will define Australia's economy for the next decade. This isn't a temporary crisis, this is a structural problem with the economy and with housing supply here in Australia. So what do you think? Can the government actually turn this around, or are we already too far behind? Let me know your thoughts below. And if you want to stay ahead of the headlines, if you want to understand what's really happening in Australia's property market, make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the bell. You'll get every daily property update straight from me every single day. No spin, no BS, guys, just facts, so that you can be a property insider. So if you want more information on this topic, go right now and check out this video. This is a much watched video, so you can be more informed and be a property insider. Take care, guys.